Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a little dive into r/best of Redditor updates when the flipping posts want to actually open. There we go. my computer's running on a real go slow at the minute. I have no idea why. Actually, yeah, I do. It's because I never actually clear anything off of the bloody thing. I must do that. I must do that. But anyway, yeah, clearly I'm in a waffly mood. So if you want to join me for some absolute ranting about the best of Redditor updates post we read today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. And of course, any opinions that I give on the posts we read today are just opinions. They are not fact and do not need to be taken as such. If you have a different opinion, please do feel free to share it in the comments. Just make sure you keep it respectful. There's no need to be mean to anyone you do not agree with. With that being said, let's get into it then, shall we? So this first one was posted by Direct Caterpillar 77 and the title is "Would I Be the Butthole If I Broke Up With My Boyfriend Because His Friends Got Him a Me-Shaped Pinata?" Wow. My goodness. So of course Direct Caterpillar is not the original poster. The original poster is u/candycrusher89. Direct Caterpillar is the person who compiled it together for us here like a lovely little bean. And we have a trigger warning, by the way, for infidelity. So yeah. Originally posted February 10th, 2026. I, 22, female, and my boyfriend Matt, 22, male, have been together for a year and 8 months. Matt and I go to different universities in neighbouring cities, about 45-minute drive. Matt is in a fraternity, important for later. It was Matt's birthday on Friday, and him and I went out to dinner to celebrate. After dinner, I went back to my university since I live on campus. The next evening, I was on Instagram and clicked on one of our mutual friends' private stories, and I saw Matt and a bunch of his friends hitting and stomping on a piñata. By clicking through more of the stories, I figured it must have been a surprise party for Matt, since he had told me his only birthday plans were dinner with me. On the last slide of the Instagram story, I got up close of the piñata and it looked exactly like me. From the hair colour to the skin colour, even down to my septum piercing. There was no doubt that it was me. I was really confused and I screen recorded the stories. Then I messaged the friend who posted the story. I asked her if that was me as the piñata and she left me on red and removed me from the close friend's story. This just confirmed my suspicions. What a weird thing to do. The next day I texted him and asked him how his party went, and he acted confused and said he never had a party. I was confused as to why he was lying to me. I told him I saw it on mutual friend's private story, and then he completely stopped answering. You know what? That would be when I'd be like texting him like, "That's fine, we're done." Like, I ain't taking this any further. You're all weird and I am done. An hour later, he answered and said, "Yeah, the guys threw me a surprise birthday party. It's frat tradition." Say no more. Not to talk about it though. That's when I asked him about the me-shaped piñata, and I sent him the video of him and his friends destroying it. He told me that it was not me, and it was just a random piñata that the guys had found. I told him to stop lying to me and that it was obviously me. I told him how hurt I was that he allowed his friends to do something like that, and all he could answer was that they would kick him out of the frat if he didn't accept it, okay? And? Do you really want to be involved with all those people and in a frat with them if they are acting like that? I'd rather be out of the frat and not be in with a group of absolute morons and nasty bullies, to be honest with you. I also brought up how if his frat had thrown him a surprise party, why wasn't I invited? I was only like 45 minutes away. I knew it wasn't because it was only guys, because the mutual friend who had posted on the story was a girl who goes to his university. And I saw in the story that there were multiple girls there. He stopped answering me and hasn't since. It's been a day with no contact. Honestly, OP, be done with him. Just be like, honestly, if you don't want to talk, if you can't face up to your wrongdoings like a grown man, no thank you, don't want you, goodbye. I'm honestly considering breaking up with him over this. I've caught him in lies before, but this is just too much. The video of him and his friends stomping the piñata was just so disturbing, and to find out that my face was on it. We were planning on moving in together after graduation, but honestly, I don't know anymore. Would I be the arsehole if I broke up with him over this? No. To put it quite plainly, absolutely not. There's a level of disrespect, isn't there, with doing something like that? Not only the fact that it's pretty bloody sinister, not only the fact that everyone knew about it other than you, he's gone behind your back and had a birthday party and no one told the girlfriend. That in and of itself would have me not trusting him or his friends. And then the other bit, it's just sinister. And then when the OP questioned the friend, they removed him from, well, block them from viewing the story anyway. And then when they bring it up with the boyfriend, he goes like radio silent rather than facing up to it. Honestly, I wouldn't want anything to do with them. They sound incredibly immature, they sound incredibly nasty, and they just sound like a big bunch of bullies. No thank you. So then we have some top comments. Toshi My Goshi says, why would you stay with him? He has lied before and is lying now. You are so young. Go and live your life without someone who doesn't seem to value you. Exactly. And then Cold Rhyme says, the lies plus the genuinely disturbing imagery means this isn't about the piñata. It's about who he is. Time to go. Exactly. And then the strategy double 4177 says, oh fuck no, dump him. If his friends have a tradition of beating and stomping on effigies of their girlfriends, then the whole group is garbage. Plus he lied, and he's lied before. Ma'am, your man is a woman-hating loser. Trust me, there are better men out there. Exactly, and his excuse of saying, oh, but I couldn't go against the frat and like doing this because I'd get kicked out the frat. Yeah, well, to be honest, you have a guilt by association of basically knowing that this is what they're like and sticking about with them. Like, if I was part of a group or whatever and they asked me to stomp on an effigy of, you know, a partner, it'd be done. I'd be done with it. So then Marsali Pearl says, why even bother talking to him? Just ghost him. Exactly, like he's been doing, like, to the OB. He beat a freaking piñata of you with his friends for fun. He doesn't even like you. One of those girls at his surprise party is his real girlfriend. Oh, and it was only a surprise to you. He deserves no more of your time, I must say. And obviously, I didn't bring it up because there's no actual evidence in here at all that anything like that is going on, but I did have that thought myself of like, was it not brought to the OP's attention because he may have been playing away at this party? I do wonder. So we have an update February 14th, 4 days later. Hi everyone, thank you all for the comments and messages. I have read each and every one of them and I'm truly grateful for all the advice. Update. So, Matt texted me back after a full day of incognito. He finally admitted that yes, the piñata was supposed to be me. He said it was a joke and it was meant to be funny. Oh, sure. I told him how disrespectful and disturbing that was. I ended up breaking up with him and told him I wasn't going to stay with a man-child who was going to disrespect me for the fun of him and his friends. He completely lost it and begged me to stay. He was apologising and saying that he didn't want to lose me and blah blah blah. After I made it clear I wasn't going to take him back, he literally sent me a video of him making out with a mutual friend. There we go. See, I had my suspicions, and so did that commenter. We were right. You can tell the type from a mile away just by reading about their behaviour. You really can. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe just a final F you, but I honestly couldn't care at this point. I now realised how immature he was. I just blocked him. So yeah, most of you were right. He was cheating on me. I'm thankful that I didn't move in with this jerk and I saw him for what he really was. Honestly, yeah. An immature man-child, and yes, I will be sending the video to the university, though I doubt they will do anything, probably not. But yes, this is the update, and thanks again for all the support and kind words, they truly mean so much. So then down in the comments of the Best of Redditor Updates post, Stop Thinking It's Me says, I love how all these guys think sending a video of them with someone else really does something other than make themselves look sleazy and pathetic. So then Optimus Prime 527 says, I stopped talking to a guy, we were one day in by the way, and he had the notion that sending me a photo of his meanness would get me back on board. I told him that this is my work phone and pretended to be I told him that this is my work phone and pretended to be my 60-year-old boss. Love it. So then Bubble Tea Bob says, the thing that gets me is I have never been sent a D-pic that showed real effort. Like, if they had set up a whole wee photo shoot with lighting and put on their best pleather pants and given their D a quick dusting with a highlighted powder, I could see it being a just think about what you're missing draw. Instead, it is always a vaguely gangrenous looking snap at a bad angle with a dirty pair of underpants in the background. It's giving, you made the right call, not sure you don't want to try one more time. Honestly, don't. I have never been impressed by a single picture I have received. I have also never asked for one. They have always been unsolicited. I remember, like, probably the worst angles, because they all seem to do the same angles, by the way, and I don't get it. It's the one where it's like the worm's eye view, no pun intended, of it, with them looking down, and it's just like, mate, no one looks good from that angle. What were you thinking? Let alone that thing that is in front of everything, like front view of everything in that photo. It's making me feel sick. Put it away. I swear I can see lint on the end of it. Ew, I just made myself feel sick. Moving swiftly on before I throw up in my mouth. Direct Caterpillar 77 posted this one as well, and it says, I, 31F, had a conversation with my boyfriend, 31M, and the rose-tinted glasses came off. How can I navigate this? So, of course, Direct Caterpillar again is not the original poster. The original poster is u/throw-RA parody twin 9. Direct Caterpillar is just the person who compiled it for us like a lovely little bean. Originally posted in r/relationship advice in June 19th, 2025. Hello all, I, 31F, have been with my partner, 31M, for 1.5 years. We love each other, it has been rocky at times, and we have been nearly through a breakup, but each time we talked it out and believed we pulled through. The main subject of contention has always been his hobby and the subsequent club. He is on the volunteer committee, has meetings every Monday, and goes every Wednesday and Thursday evening, along with some Friday evenings as well as Saturdays and Sunday mornings. Flipping heck! Does he ever do anything else? Does he have time? He also spends several weekends away out of the year to do the hobby and uses holiday time for it too. He does admin outside of this also and has been in trouble at work for doing said admin during work hours and has even done admin during our quality time. This sounds less like a hobby and more like an obsession, mate, I've got to be honest. There have been several incidences at the club, and with him being on the committee, he has spent a lot of time dealing with it. So much so that it affects his mental health poorly. He has even cancelled plans and changed date nights with me to prioritise his hobby. Honestly, from the way you've explained his schedule, I'm honestly amazed he's being able to hold down any kind of semblance of a relationship whatsoever. This has caused many arguments and conversations which stem from him making a hobby his priority and how he wants me to just slot into his current lifestyle. I explained that this couldn't happen and we have compromised to try and make it work. I believed things had turned a corner. However, something changed today. I'm bisexual, the local Pride Parade is coming up, and I expressed my want to go. We did not make any explicit plans to go together, but he stated if he was available, he would go. He knows how excited I was at this prospect and knows how much this means to me. However, he messaged me to say he would was now doing his hobby instead and couldn't go. Now he said he was asked to go and asked me if this was okay. I felt like I couldn't say no, as in the past I've said no and been made to feel guilty because I'm stopping him from doing his hobby. I'm not that kind of person. People make choices. That's their decision, not mine. However, I asked him if he ever wanted to go to the Pride event, and he said, I would have, but my hobby is more important. And then something in me just clicked. This event is important to me. It's something I'm excited about. It's something I want to do. The amount of times I've sat and taken him to his hobby, watched, helped, and supported him without fail, and sometimes without being asked. He doesn't do the same for me because it's not as important to him. It felt like he was saying, I'm not interested in the thing that you find important because it's not important to me, and by extension, you're not as important as my hobby. I didn't feel anger or hurt or disappointment. In fact, I didn't feel anything, and that's it. I didn't feel anything for or from him. No love, no support, no companionship. Nothing. All the times I'd given up my time, wants, and needs to support him, and yet here I am with something very important to me, and nothing. I felt nothing. The option was there was a choice, but I'm conflicted. I love him, we've navigated things before. How can I navigate this further? What advice would you give someone? Any advice strangers of Reddit would be appreciated. Honestly, I feel like at this point he's just showing you that he finds anything to do with you and your wants and needs is not important to him. The only thing important to him is his hobby, and that is it. Like, he's already spending an awful lot of time on this hobby. He's already risking his job, for goodness sake, because he's basically been there and he's getting told off because he's trying to do admin work for this hobby whilst he should be at work. You know, that is a red flag in and of itself, because it shows that he doesn't really have any sense of boundaries when it comes to that. I swear to God, I just seen a cat, but none of the cats are in here. That was weird. So yeah. And the fact that you've only been together for a year and a half and you've had to like navigate around so much stuff already. Like, it said at the start here that they've been having issues before and they've pulled through each time. They've had rocky times, like where it's nearly been a breakup situation. You've been together for a year and a half. At that point, is there any point in the relationship? And when he's showing you that something that important to you is just, he can't literally spare one day for you. He has all those other days that he spends on his hobby. He can't give you one day. Nah. No, get rid, honestly. So then top comments, Moose Planer says, sounds like it's not about pride at all. Some people want a girlfriend, but not a relationship. Some people are so afraid of being single that they want a girlfriend simply for the sake of not being single. But they don't want a relationship because that requires work. You want a relationship, he wants a girlfriend. You're an accessory to his life, not a priority. Accessories can be easily replaced. Relationships cannot. I guess the incident finally brought things into focus, but any improvement would require an effort on his part, and he's made it clear that that ain't happening. But even if he was willing to work on things, you'd have to manage it all. You'd be the one telling him exactly what he needs to do, how to prioritize you. You'd be the one making all the effort. That's tiring. Find him. That was the candle wax falling onto the bottom of the candle holder. I've got one of those proper old Victorian style candle holders made of brass. That scared the life out of me. Oh my goodness. I was like, where is the bell coming from? It's not a bell. It was the piece of wax falling. I'm pretty sure that was what that was anyway. Let me do it again. Yeah, it was. Oh my god, that scared the life out of me. Oh, anyway. Find a man, woman, or MB who wants to make you a priority, who wants an actual relationship and doesn't treat you like an accessory. Dangerous Tomato 235 then says he doesn't have a hobby. It's either an obsession or an excuse to not spend time with you. A hobby should not be a full-time job. At the least, you need to have a serious conversation. At best, break up and move on. And then expensive opening 55 says, what kind of hobby/club takes up more time than a full-time job? You already know your answer. He won't ever prioritise you or your interests unless you constantly want to take a backseat to his needs and be left alone to pursue your interests. Break up. Find someone who will support you 100% and make you a priority. Exactly, like you don't need to have a relationship where you are literally up each other's butts every single day. You know, that's not at all, I think, what the OP's expecting, but my goodness, just carving out some time each week for your partner should not be this big of a deal. And I mean that as in it shouldn't be this big of a deal for this OP's partner, but they can't seem to even do that. Like, that's crazy. OOP then updated the post the next day. Edited update. Thank you all for the comments. I'm reading through each one as we speak. I might not reply because I'm still soaking in all this insight. Common questions to those asking what the hobby is. It's a sport and a very niche one, so I'm not going to detail what it is because that's not fair on that sport or the people in it. He isn't cheating. I've been with him on the weekends and taken him to the sport. No, I'm not karma fishing. Thanks, bot accusers. Throwaway new account as I posted on my old account and didn't interact enough, hence the throwaway. I honestly don't care for the whole karma thing. I'm seeing him tonight and will show him the post. And then OOP updated June 29th, 2025, 9 days later. Updating here as I haven't the freaking foggiest how to do updates. Sorry for not responding to everyone in the comments. I got overwhelmed, honestly. We broke up. I am very glad. I hope you can now move on to someone who does actually make time for you, like a normal relationship. Oh my goodness. Reading your responses and information and questions was super helpful and gave me the slap I needed to get my arse in gear and leave. Just going through the motions as you do. Now we're no longer together. The hobby? Sailing. Fucking sailing. All the damn time. I'm gonna go focus on me and go back to being a single bisexual goddess and enjoy Pride Month with people who give a shit. Yes, you do that, my love. So, down in the comments of the Best of Redditor Updates post, Splendidismus, I think, says, I enjoyed the progression from vague hobby to sport I won't disclose to fucking sailing. You could see the fuck dwindling. I feel I'm not surprised it was sailing. It seems like boat people make boats into their identity. And then Peregrine Bullet says, they have to justify the hole in the water that they're pouring so much money into. Okay then, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for the day. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Coven of Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Don't forget to leave an offering of a comment for Big Al. Bye!